Welcome to the Wild Planet HD channel. Our episode today is about the ghosts of the plant kingdom, species that have vanished from nature but still cling to life in this strange and really precarious state of existence. Okay, let's dive into what it really means to be extinct in the wild. There's a silent crisis happening all around us. It's one that's often totally invisible, but it's measured in some truly staggering numbers. So, to really wrap our heads around the story of these ghost plants, we first have to understand the sheer scale of the threat that the entire botanical world is facing today. To get a grasp on that scale, let's start with a big number. According to the International Union for Conservation of Nature, or the IUCN, this is how many plant species are currently considered threatened with extinction. That's over 26,000. It's just an enormous number, and it represents this vast, living library of genetic diversity and natural history that is right now at risk of being lost forever. And that massive number, well, it breaks down across a whole spectrum of risk. You've got over 9,000 species that are considered vulnerable. Then you have almost 11,000 that are endangered. And what's really concerning is the nearly 6,000 that are critically endangered. That is the absolute highest risk category you can be in before you're just gone. Each one of these numbers is a potential tragedy just waiting to happen. But hidden inside all of that data is another number, a much, much smaller one, 45. Now, this number isn't about a level of risk, it's about a state of being. And it tells a very different and, honestly, an absolutely fascinating story about what it means for a species to be on the razor's edge of existence. So, what's the deal with these 45 species? Well, they exist in this kind of conservation limbo. It's a state that's both a tragic loss and, at the same time, a remarkable testament to survival. To really understand their story, we first have to get into what this unique classification actually means. This status has a very specific, very crucial definition. A species gets labeled extinct in the wild, or EW, when the last known individuals only exist because we humans are keeping them alive. They're gone from their native habitats, their forests, their mountainsides. Their only homes now are botanical gardens, seed banks, and research labs. And this highlights such a critical distinction. On one side, you have extinct. That's it. Game over, a final, irreversible loss. No known individuals left. But on the other, you have extinct in the wild, where, the species is gone from nature, but it survives with our help. It's like the difference between a period at the end of a sentence and a comma. One is the end of the story, the other leaves a little bit of hope. Now, to truly understand what this all means, we have to go beyond the definitions. I mean, these 45 species aren't just data points on a chart. They have names, they have histories, and they have these incredible stories of survival against all odds. We need to hear their stories to really put a face to the numbers. Our first story is about a really profound solitude. It's the tale of a species that exists as a single genetic individual. A plant that has no known partner anywhere in the entire world. It's the story of what might just be the loneliest plant on Earth. This is the incredible tale of Encephalitis woodii, a cycad from South Africa. So, back in 1895, a single male plant was found in the wild, and that was it. Despite tons of searching, a female of the species has never ever been found. This means that every single Encephalitis woodii you can find today is a clone, a genetic copy of that one lonely male discovered over a century ago. It can't reproduce naturally. It can only persist. Next up, let's travel to Hawaii for a story that shows just how tangled up the fate of one species can be with another. This isn't just about a plant disappearing. It's about an entire relationship being erased from the wild, a delicate partnership just broken forever. The story of Coquia coquei is a classic, tragic example of something called co-extinction. See, this beautiful flowering plant from Oahu relied on native honeycreeper birds to pollinate it. But when those birds went extinct, the plant lost its partner. It was doomed. With no way to reproduce, it vanished from the wild. Today, it only survives because botanists painstakingly graft parts of it onto related species to keep it alive. It's just a powerful reminder of how interconnected everything in nature really is. And finally, let's look at a group of plants that are a complete paradox. They are officially extinct in their natural homes, yet you might actually find them thriving in gardens all over the world. You might even have one in your neighbor's backyard. Say hello to the Brugmansia genus, which you probably know as angel's trumpets. Get this, every single one of its 7 species is officially extinct in the wild. Their original pollinators, probably some kind of moth or bat, are gone. And yet, because their flowers are so stunning, humans have cultivated them everywhere. So you have these extinct plants that are, at the same time, some of the most popular garden plants on the planet. How wild is that? So all of this leads to a really fundamental question. What is actually lost when a plant disappears from its natural home, even if we manage to save it in a garden? I mean, the plant itself still exists, right? So does it really matter? And the answer, it turns out, is a profound yes. What's lost is context. It's the whole world that the plant belonged to. See, a plant isn't just a species. It's a whole web of relationships with its pollinators, with the animals that spread its seeds, the fungi in the soil. When you pull it out of that ecosystem, that entire web is broken. The plant becomes an artifact, a living museum piece, completely detached from the world that created it. And this brings us right back to that key ecological idea: co-extinction. We saw it with the coquia cookie and its lost bird pollinator. The loss of one species can set off a chain reaction, a cascade, causing the extinction of others that completely depended on it. Saving a plant in a pot doesn't save its pollinator, and it doesn't save that whole web of life it used to support. And this brings us to our final and maybe most challenging question. What do these 45 species mean for our future? They're a warning, for sure, but they're also a responsibility. Their fate is now, quite literally, entirely in our hands. It really forces you to think about the nature of, well, nature itself. What is a plant with no wildness? Is it even the same organism once it's completely dependent on human life support, forever cut off from the evolutionary pressures and the relationships that shaped it over millions of years? It's a question with no easy answer. So what is the ultimate point of keeping these species alive? Are they just living memorials to what we've lost, like beautiful statues in a museum of nature? Or are they promises? Are they a genetic trust we're holding on to for a future when we might be able to heal their habitats and actually return them home? These 45 ghosts of the plant kingdom, they represent both a profound failure and a very fragile, very vital hope. I hope you enjoyed our episode and see you in another video.